Leader Julius Malema says his party will go to court if National Assembly Speaker Mbete doesn't allow a secret vote of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma. The vote is taking place on the 8th of August, He says he's confident Zuma will be ousted if a secret ballot is allowed.
We are having the numbers. I've spoken to not less than 60 people, myself personally, despite the national chairperson of the EFF, the deputy president, the SG, talking to different types of people. We will remove this guy if we're given a secret ballot. But we know that we will not get a secret ballot. Our intelligence has briefed us that Balaga is going to deny it, and she's going to give us the results on the 7th. So we've already prepared a review of that case. When she gives us that thing, we don't even read the content, we read the conclusion, and then we serve her and serve the Constitutional Court immediately, and then go to the High Court for interdicting the 8th of August so that it doesn't proceed. And then once she doesn't proceed, then we must go and argue the rationality.
All right, let's get more on the story now. We're joined by our specialist reporter, Karyn Maughan, in studio. Karyn, so what are their chances of actually being successful in this?
Well, I think the Constitutional Court has provided them with a lot of ammunition, because remember when Chief Justice Mogoeng gave that unanimous decision by the court, they were at pains to say that, the decision taken by Mbete needed to be rational, and she needed to make a decision with all the factors that informed whether or not a ballot should be secret or not in mind. And they were at pains to also point out that, there were real consequences for MPs who acted on their conscience, as they were constitutionally bound to do, and went against the party line. And the court was also at pains to say that you swear an oath of allegiance to the Constitution and not to the party. What is fascinating, of course, is that this very public spat with the ANC MP Mkhosi and the party, and the fact that she has been outspoken about these death threats that she's received, and that those threats have been acknowledged by the police, will be a very crucial part of the EFF's argument, because they'll say there is material evidence here that there are real consequences, life-threatening consequences for MPs who are seen to be acting on their conscience, and therefore a decision by the Speaker to not allow this secret ballot is simply irrational and unconstitutional according to your own reasoning in this previous case.
But didn't the Constitutional Court go out of its way to ensure that it was not seen to be instructing the National Assembly on how to go about its duties? If they make a decision like that, forcing the Speaker, then there's going to be a conflict there.
Well, I think it'd be interesting, because we don't know exactly how the EFF is going to frame their relief. They may just say, we want this decision to be declared irrational and overturned, in which case we return to status quo, and then there's added pressure on the Speaker. I don't know if the court or the EFF will actually seek for the Constitutional Court to say this must be a secret ballot. It's likely that they would do that, but the court would be quite measured and careful in the way that they structured that relief. But the court, in that motion of no confidence ruling, set out certain standards for accountability for Parliament. It said you have this enormous power in a society to hold leadership to account, and this mechanism, this motion of no confidence vote, is one very powerful way of doing that, and you are constitutionally required to do that. So I think what the Court is really hoping is that the Speaker does make a decision that can and should be held up to legal scrutiny. She may very well provide rationale and explain and say, this is, I've heard these arguments about, Mkhosi, etc., but I reasonably believe that having a vote in the open is the right thing to do, and here's why. She provides very solid, rational legal basis, and her decision is upheld by the court. But she will be very aware, Shahan, that she has to manage this constitutionally mandated principle of accountability with these issues of people being threatened with the kind of pronouncements that we've heard from, for instance, the police minister about suicide bombers, etc., through all the pressures, through 400 people killed in KZN and politically motivated, through this intense, very almost borderline psychotic political environment that we find ourselves. And she's going to have to give a decision that satisfies the court that she really is putting the Constitution first and not the interests of the ANC.
So when are we expecting her to make a decision on whether it will be secret or not? If it happens the day before the EFF goes to court, are we going to see another delay in this motion?
I think we will see another delay because I think they very much believe that if they don't get a motion of no confidence in secret, you know, the kind of relief that they're seeking in terms of getting the support of the ANC MPs, if indeed they do get that support, will be undermined. And we've already, you know, the motion of no confidence was set down, you know, several weeks ago, even months, and it's been continually delayed because of this litigation. And I think the opposition have all collectively made a decision that this is the strategy that they're going to follow, that they're going to use the mechanisms of the court to try and get this motion of no confidence going on in secret.
All right, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. Our senior specialist reporter, Karyn Maughan, in